Okay. Hello.
Hello!
Why didn't Ned Stark play cards?
Because uh, he, he, uh, he, he, he was bad.
Because he couldn't keep a straight face or head.
Of of course he didn't.
What are we watching today, Callum?
Connor, we're finally here. We finally made it. It has taken us nearly 6 years to get to this point of 8 seasons of television. Because, Connor, we are here for Game of Thrones Season 8. Give ourselves a round of applause, everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
We finally made it. We finally made it, and it took us nearly 6 years.
Yeah, by the time this is uploaded, it will be 6 years.
Because we started at the beginning of 2020.
I mean, technically, we started in 2019, if you want to include the
Did
very
we?
first time we did this. Yep.
Did we start before?
We
Oh,
did
are
the-
you sure?
We did the cold open to episode 1 in 2019.
Oh, yes, we did do that. I forgot we did that. That is funny. No one here will know that unless they've watched it on the Patreon.
And the literal reason why we did all of that was so we could get to here.
Yeah, because literally the year before, this season came out, and it was the biggest pile of shit according to general audiences.
Remember when we... Oh, God. We've only... As of recording, we've only uploaded the first 3 episodes. But remember when we did Arcane Season 2 and I basically just turned it into a troll?
Yeah, I know, because I've now, as we are recording this, started editing episode 4.
So, like, imagine that attitude, except it's one of my favorite shows I've ever watched.
Yeah.
Based on my favorite books ever written.
Yeah. But you know what's also funny? Morning. I've literally just got out of bed, everyone, so I very apologise for that. This is the first thing on this very channel that you are re-reacting to, technically. Because you've already done reactions to this season on the channel as it came out.
I took them out of public, though. Because I don't
think...
But
they're on the playlist, you can find them.
Yeah, if you really want to see them, you can, but I don't like the quality of the videos, I don't like the way they're filmed, and I don't think my opinions in the videos represent how I really feel about the episodes.
But I will say, the reaction to episode 5 from Adam was very funny.
Yes. Yes,
It's very good.
Yes, it was. But I think this time around, I think the reviews of Season 8 are going to be much, much better than they were last time.
Yeah, because I'm here.
And also, I haven't watched this season since 2019.
And also, this is the only, as with the start of Season 7, Episode 1, this is the other episode, which was Episode 3, that I've actually watched before we even started this. It was the only other episode I watched, which was Episode 3, The Long Night.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
And I don't even think I watched the whole thing. I think I watched, like, 2/3 of it. Because I watched it with family.
Yeah.
As they were really into it.
So yeah, this season has 6 episodes. It has one written by Dave Hill, who we have infamously disliked in seasons 5 to 7. Especially for Eastwatch last season. That was real bad.
Oh boy, yeah.
The second episode is written by Brian Cogman, who has a mixed reputation. He's written some of the best and worst episodes of the show.
Right.
And then episodes 3, 4, 5, and 6 are allegedly, somehow, with some level of effort, written by David Benioff and Dan Weiss.
Those are always the best
But
guys.
but also
best
to
guys.
say that they were written is quite giving, I would say. But we'll get to those.
Indeed.
So yeah, this is one of the most infamous seasons of TV ever made.
It was one of the most hyped up seasons of TV, and then it was also famous on top for being the biggest disappointment of all mankind.
Yeah, so like if we're gonna go like raw critical quality, there are worse seasons than this, I think, in the history of the world. However,
In terms of actual like writing, I think sure, yeah.
the thing
Because
is
there were
though,
obviously seasons of TV that are just bad from start to finish.
and also you gotta put in perspective, there's actually like really good costume design and really like good budgeting for this season.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they put the budgeting was insane for this because obviously it was the most watched thing on the planet.
The reason why this ranks among one of the worst is because of how high the bar was for the show.
Because the standard was so high for the first 4 seasons and how good the storytelling was.
This like Game of Thrones is not, it's not kiddie slop. It's not like failed straight to DVD, half-baked nonsense. It's like it's an adaptation of one of the greatest stories ever fucking put to page. So the bar is very high, and I think that's why this season ranks as one of the worst, because of how good it was supposed to be.
Indeed, yeah.
I think as I said, it's been so long since I've watched this, like nearly 6 years. Since around the time we first met is when it came out. But from memory, there is one scene from this season that I really, really love. And apart from that, I can't remember anything else that I love. I think it's there's like a few like redeeming moments for sure. Like there's redeeming moments. But if we're talking about like stuff that I would say represents these characters in this show like really brilliantly, it's literally one moment. It's one. Out of 6 hours, there's one scene. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it is. Just everything. I am just so looking forward to this. This is what we've been waiting for. This is the moment we've all been waiting for.
Now, I will say, though, that being said, the season is quite good in a funny way. Like, it's actually...
Oh, we're going to have, as well as being extremely pissed off, which I imagine we will be, there are going to be some very funny moments. Buckle in, everyone, because this is going to be a very fun ride.
Yeah. Now, you remember where we ended Season 7?
It's been a while since we did Season 7, so I'm a bit fuzzy on the ending.
So, the White Walkers burst through the wall with Viserion's blue fire.
With the big old blue-eyed white dragon.
Yeah. Littlefinger was killed.
Yes, he was. Oh, yeah, that was... Oh, yeah. That was fucking so shit.
Yep. Jon and Dany had sex, and Tyrion listened.
I forgot they had sex in that episode. Fuck.
Yeah.
In one of the worst built romances I've ever seen, that actually contends with Anakin and Padme in Attack of the Clones.
Jaime has finally broken up with Cersei.
Yeah, he's finally left King's Landing.
And now Euron has taken his place at Cersei's side.
A finger in the bum.
Yep. And God, is there anything else of interest? Like I can't.
You'll know more than me.
Oh, right. Theon wants to rescue his sister. I forgot about that. Theon wants to.
Oh yeah, that needs to happen. That really is. That's something I just. There are a lot of things I remember from watching only the one episode from this season. That is something that just never is brought up. So yeah, I'm wondering how much of a big thing
probably
that actually is. It might be only a big thing in these next 2 episodes, really.
I think the best moment of the season 7 finale was seeing snow in King's Landing. That was an actual great moment, and it had great music.
Yeah. Oh yeah, really good.
Because that was something they set up from the start.
Winter is coming.
Yeah. And there's many families that are gone. Like, the Tyrells are fucking gone. The Baratheons are gone. Yeah. There's a lot of characters that have been just axed out of the picture.
Indeed.
Yeah. Yeah. In terms of what to look forward to from this season, there's that one scene I mentioned. There's also, as always, Raymond Javadi does some good music. You know, that happens. And oh God, I can't remember much of the acting. I think there's a few good performances, but it's really difficult to enjoy them because, like, the story.
Yeah.
I think it's really tragic that the books aren't finished because this is the only ending we have.
Yeah. You better enjoy it. This is all you got.
Yeah. George, please don't die. You're our only hope. Like, take as much time as you need, but fucking hell, please have a good life.
Yeah, you need to get this done.
Yeah. Because we cannot have this be what is objectively the only available ending to A Song of Ice and Fire. Anyway, actually, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's all great and I've just forgotten. And maybe it's actually... Wait, maybe we should reappraise it. And it's actually way better than I thought. The first episode of Season 8 is called Winterfell. It is a homage to the first episode of Season 1, which is called Winter is Coming. If you remember all the way back when we watched that.
Winter has fell. Do you get it?
Yeah, so it's kind of like... remember around 2019, that's kind of around the time when there was a lot of Remember. That's when it kind of all started. It was around that time.
Yeah, 2018 is when it started, really. Then 2019.
Yeah. So, yeah, this episode is very... I mean, it is doing a current thing, but it's also... It also does a lot of repeating scenes from the first episode of Season 1, but just with different characters. Or with the same characters, just in a different time. But, yeah, the idea is that this episode is supposed to be going back to where it all started. It's kind of like a nostalgia episode.
To where it all started.
Is it as good as the first episode of Season 1? No.
Well, we don't know. I haven't seen it yet. It might be. Don't know.
Okay. Oh, I can't believe I'm watching this again.
New intro for the last season.
Yes. The Last Hearth. It's the home of the Umbers. I will say this is actually quite cool.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason why they had to do this is because there's literally 3 locations in the whole season.
Oh, yeah.
It's just The Last Hearth, Winterfell, and King's Landing. That's it. I will say, for as much as this show failed itself, this is one of the greatest title sequences ever made. 100%. It is so iconic.
Boo! 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 When was the last time Jon saw Arya?
Was she there in season 7 when he was there? I don't think so. No, I think it would have been season 1, episode 2 then.
I think it was after he had left
to
go see Daenerys.
So season 1, episode 2, when he gave her a needle.
Yeah. Oh my god, look, he's alive! Because you didn't kill him, you left him and he somehow survived. Like, it was just... We're getting... This is how she feels about every character.
Because I have balls. You don't.
Well, that's where we're at now.
Yeah.
Because I have balls and you don't.
That's the first lines of the season, by the way.
Oh yeah, the Northerners are like, oh my god, it's a black person! How shocking!
Northerners don't much trust outsiders.
Yeah, it's not to do with black people, it's to do with outsiders. And also dragons. Well, nobody's been ruined yet. because they haven't said anything really of note. It's just it's aura farming. 6 minutes in.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
They've not seen each other since the start either.
I think Tyrion's
But-
joke ruined it.
Yeah. Bran's seen Jon, but Jon hasn't seen Bran since the start.
Bran saw him twice.
Yeah.
Look at you. You're a man.
Almost.
Well, that's foreshadowing. That's foreshadowing.
I'm looking forward to more. Bran is just mystically annoying.
Winterfell is yours, Your Grace.
We don't have time for all this. The Night King has your dragon.
Thank you, Bran.
He's one of them now.
What a weird thing to say. We don't have time for this.
It's very much video game cutscene, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. It's like...
It's like
Yeah,
Gilderoy
it's just-
Lockhart talking to Harry, and then Ron's like, "We don't have time for this, Harry. The train."
Yeah. It's the kid.
We need more horses and wagons, if it please, my lady.
I need more wagon wheels with jam inside.
My lord.
You left Winterfell a king and came back a...
I'm not sure what you are now.
He's been back for like 5 seconds. Fucking hell, really? I fucking hate forced conflict,
named
you know?
king in the north.
And you left us, you sack of shit. How dare you bring us back an army and dragons?
When I left Winterfell, I told you we need allies or we will die. I've
Yeah, you
brought
said a
those
lot.
allies home.
And yet somehow you chose not to have Cersei on your side.
Also, have you noticed how fucking dark it is?
Yeah.
This is really annoyingly dark.
Whatever they want.
This is so boring. This is so boring. There's nothing going on.
It rivals the bitch war of Canary Wharf.
This is so stale, basic, just bland
Oh, but you
shit.
don't enjoy, like, Sansa and Daenerys, like, bickering? You don't enjoy that, Connor? Where's Podrick? I want to see Podrick. Again, this is aura farming before aura farming was a thing.
Mm.
Better not be a Slovene underneath, mate.
Miserable affair.
It had its moments.
Most of them are dead now.
Some for bullshit reasons.
Wonder where they put Littlefinger's corpse.
In the river.
I used to think you were the cleverest man alive.
So did I. I used to think that as well. And then
Yeah, but nothing has happened to change whether or not he should be the cleverest man in the world or not.
And then, you know, the end of season 4 happened, and then season 5 happened, and then season 6 happened, and then season 7 happened.
And now episode 1 of season 8 is happening.
Yeah.
How did you sneak up on me?
How did you survive a knife through the heart?
I didn't.
Do you think that was set up? The whole how did you sneak up behind me?
I don't know. It's so tacky.
Needle.
I know what it is, thank you. Mine's bigger.
She doesn't like your queen, does she?
Sansa thinks she's smarter than everyone.
She's the smartest person I've ever met.
Oh, really?
Please not. Please stop.
No, she's not. She let her brother die. In season 6. She let Rickon Stark die.
Yeah, but no, Connor, they're telling us that she's smart, okay? So you need to pack it in.
No. I will not.
I will not. I dare you, sir.
Now, if you thought Winterfell was barren, let's go to King's Landing where there's no characters left. Except for like 5 people.
That's all you need.
What is this place without the Baratheons and the Tyrells?
Good.
Good. That's a good thing.
Also, I didn't mention this in Season 7, but why didn't the Iron Bank side with Daenerys?
No.
Ah, yes, a new character, Callum. This late in the show, we have a new character named Harry Strickland.
Woo! Woo! Yay!
And Harry Strickland can't side with young Griff, because young Griff doesn't exist in the shows. They've given him to Cersei.
Last ones with balls, anyway. But first, I'm gonna fuck the queen.
Because that's my character. That's my life goal. That's my purpose in this show.
God. This fucking show.
A few died in transit.
They cheated at dice. Or maybe I cheated.
No elephants, Your Grace.
That's disappointing. I was told the Golden Company had elephants.
They are.
Cersei is now a Marvel character. Cersei makes funny quips, like, I was told they were elephants. How has this fuckwit, this guy, been able to topple this character?
I hear the dragon burnt up a
Well, at least Bron's having a good time, I suppose.
Yeah, at least someone is.
You ever get lonely? I am partial to older gentlemen.
She has a keen sense.
Oh, so
of
she
poetic
does want him dead, even though she had the chance to kill him in the last episode. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You could have. It would have taken him a while to
Both
get
of
out
them.
of King's Landing.
Not just Tyrion, but Jaime as well. She had the mountain standing right next to both of them.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted those elephants.
Oh, yeah. You wanted those elephants. Right.
What a way to change scenes.
How do I compare to the Fat King?
You're insulting.
Don't you shit talk Bobby B like that. He's my lad.
Do I please the queen?
You might be the most arrogant man I've ever met. I like that.
Jesus Christ, what is this?
This has become
Cersei, what?
It's so, like, cynical.
Cersei, what happened to you?
This is so cynical.
What happened to you, Cersei? You used to be a character with actual conviction. Well, if you turn into a I want the elephant and also, ooh, I like men who are forward and erect. Why is it so dark?
It's very quiet, isn't it? It's a very quiet show.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, Connor, it is a boat of mutes. I couldn't tell what the fuck was going on for a while because it's so fucking dark.
We'll get used to that.
Like, what was I meant to get from that shot of the boat? Was there someone on top? I couldn't fucking see.
This is the most basic fucking rescue. It's just no music. He just enters a boat, arrows men, walks in the door, unropes her,
out.
and then walks out. That was so fucking simple. That was just
Well, that's over with.
Novice script writing.
Prince's dead may never die.
Well,
But kill the bastards anyway.
Theon wanting to do this is in character.
Mm-hmm.
That's one positive. One positive out of 27 minutes.
First positive of the episode.
27 minutes in, we have one positive.
Don't know her. I've been up here a while, and I'm telling you, they're stubborn as goats. You want their loyalty? You have to earn it.
Again, this feels like a video game, like, you know, guide dialogue.
Not as old as him. Our queen respects the wisdom of age.
Of course she does. Respect is how the young keep us at a distance.
Do you remember when these characters thought they were better than the people they were talking about, and now they just fucking glaze them?
Yeah.
So what are you
sister
two
doesn't like me.
talk about? Oh, yeah, okay. Okay.
We definitely walked to this place.
Yeah, well, you know, they gave up on horses last season, remember? This is a very great use of time, isn't it?
I don't know how to ride a dragon.
Nobody does until they ride a dragon.
What are we doing? What are we doing? Is this Game of Thrones or is this fucking the Brady Bunch?
Wouldn't you think Jon Snow learning how to ride a dragon would be a really interesting and epic moment?
No, but he has to go, but I don't know how to ride a dragon. As you know, Connor, this is a comedy first.
It's like this feels like he's going bungee jumping or something. Like it's a health and safety, you know, moment. He's a fucking Targaryen. It's his destiny to ride a dragon. It should be way more exciting than this.
And they have stood there for that entire time, by the way. They stood in the same place. Because as soon as we leave a location, the Wi-Fi in their head disconnects.
Surely it's not that hard to write a scene about Jon Snow riding a dragon for the first time and make it interesting.
Yeah, you don't make it funny. You make it, like, actually interesting to his character and what he knows about himself.
It's cold up here for a southern girl.
Fuck you.
So keep your queen warm.
Fuck you. It's such a terrible talking.
This is such a
scene.
shit romance. It's crazy.
Oh, he's a cuck. Khal Drogo is a cuck vicariously through that dragon.
Dragons.
Posthumous cuck.
What are we doing?
That's Jason
What is the
Momoa.
show?
That's Jason Momoa behind those eyes.
Do you remember when this show was like, when it was funny, it actually like was in a good context and like
It
was
felt
like
it felt like, you know,
in tone.
a medieval tale and not a fucking, you know, Marvel TikTok quip.
Fucking hell, why is it so fucking dark? I know you show you're not like that. You're gonna start hugging her.
I mean, you look good.
Ah, yeah.
Thanks.
Anakin Skywalker
Sitting here.
dialogue there.
And she has the reaction of a wet fart.
For a senator, my lady.
Oh, is that a command, Lady Stark?
Don't call me that.
As you wish, milady.
Oh. Please, like, Aya, can you have, like, a character?
No, any other rich girls.
What is this fucking mid-2000s pop hit?
Mm-hmm.
Zusk
I got more
fortune, but
allies.
he's staying in Deepwood Mont with his men.
Oh, he actually has less allies.
I told you we needed allies.
You didn't tell me you were going to abandon your crown.
I never wanted a crown.
Yes, you did, you
We've gone...
fuck.
Without her, we don't stand a chance.
He's not wrong. And you need to, like, stop being a dickhead.
Do you have any faith in me at all?
So rubbish conflict, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just Sansa being like, no!
It's just
you.
one side is right and one side is wrong, and that's all there is to it.
But the show doesn't think that.
She's not her father.
Yet.
Well, because you love her.
Ah, just cut away. Oh, now
Right when
this
they
is an
asked.
interesting interaction, because remember what she did last season?
Oh yeah. His dad.
And his brother.
At least I'll be allowed home again, now that my brother's the Lord.
Oh, you poor thing. That's a really good conflict for Jorah Mormont, actually, because he really likes Sam after saving his life from the grayscale. Oh yes, of course, you've got to fucking ruin the scene.
Why do you keep popping up everywhere in random places?
He's even more dead than he was last season.
Yeah. Why do they think this is a good character direction for him? To be not his character he's been building for 6 seasons.
Daenerys. She executed my father and brother. They were prisoners. Would you have done it?
I've executed men who disobeyed me.
You've also spared men.
I'm not talking about the king in the north. I'm talking about the king of the bloody Seven Kingdoms.
Bran had whatever Bran has.
What are you talking about?
That's such a funny way of describing
Your
it.
mother was Lyanna Stark. Your real father was Rhaegar Targaryen. You've never been a bastard.
My father was the most honorable man I ever met. You said he lied to me all my life.
He promised your mother he'd always protect you. And he did. Robert would have murdered you if he knew. You're the true king.
This scene feels the most like Game of
Daenerys is our
Thrones
queen.
we've
She
had in
shouldn't
like
be.
ages.
Yeah, it's just whether or not they'll actually do anything interesting with this massive thing that they've just
Oh
done.
yeah, this should be the crux of the season.
You know what's one of the really
comes to
cool
Jon.
things about Jon in the books is that he really wants Winterfell, and he wants things. He wants to be somebody, and he wants to be a ruler of something.
Because he needs to be in command to do the right thing. what he
And the
feels
whole
is the right
conflict of his character is that it's about desire versus duty. He actually does desire things because he's a bastard.
thing. But TV Jon doesn't want it, and he never has.
Well, it's funny you say that, because in Season 5 he told Stannis that he dreamed about being Lord of Winterfell. But, you know, we don't talk about that. This is the last time in the show we get, like, a new place in the world.
I love it when I can't see what's going on.
Yeah.
Just fleeting little bits of like light that is there. Like, bro, you cannot see anything.
Stay back, he's got blue eyes!
I've always had blue eyes.
Funny. Oh, yeah. There was something set up earlier in this episode. Do you remember what it was? It was the kid.
Oh!
It's a message.
He's put his bloody... What is it? His gang tag on the wall.
Yeah, as a warning, as fear.
To hope the
Also,
night
that kid's alive. He's got blue eyes. Look how cool this looks. I wonder who this cloaked figure is.
Well, Bran said he was waiting for someone.
Mm-hmm. An old friend. Oh, he's bearded Jamie.
He's not blonde anymore.
No.
Remember the end of episode 1 of the show? Your thoughts on Winterfell?
Not great. It's not a very good episode of TV. Not very exciting. Not much actually really happened. And then anything that did happen was sold in, like, seconds. This is a very uneventful episode of TV.
The art form of dialogue is dead.
Oh yeah, dialogue was quite horrific for most of it.
Novice stuff. Basic. Boring.
What? But I don't know how to ride a dragon. What if I die? Danny, what if I die?
Pretty cold place for a southern girl.
Well, why don't you keep her warm? Are you like... You're both like members of like authority, and you're acting like a modern couple.
Surely in his romantic life, Dave Hill has had a bit more res than that.
Sometimes that's all it takes. The problem is that they shouldn't be talking like that, because they are like, one's a queen and one is king in the north.
Yes, but also let's assess their prior romances that they've had in the show. Remember her conversations with Khal Drogo and with Daario Naharis, and compare that to this. Or Jon's conversations with Ygritte, and compare that to this.
Yeah, like, it's just so... They have nothing of, like, actual, like, chemistry. There's, like, none. There's, like, zero. They don't,
Do you remember when...
connect well.
Do you remember when Ygritte sees that little tower at Queen's Crown and says, "Is that a castle?"
When it was just like a windmill.
Why would a girl be scared of blood? Now that was fucking great stuff. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for
they
this.
actually had chemistry. Yeah, it's just this is just a really bad romance that has like nothing. There's literally nothing to it. There's no actual like. The only thing that's going to have going for it is now, from this point forward, the fact that Jon knows who he actually is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's whether they actually play into that well enough or not. Before that, they literally have no like similarities or anything common or anything that actually connects them as two people. They're just two popular characters in the show that have been put together because they are the most popular characters, and that is it. They don't actually have a single bit of chemistry, because when you do romances like this, you see in tests to see if they actually have chemistry, but they don't, because they were put here because they're two very good actors who play these characters relatively well, especially Jon. But now they've been put together, there's no chemistry. There's nothing. There's zilch. It's such an awful romance.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing about it, like, works as, like, just watching it as an entertainment view. Like, you have fucking Jon poke his eye out as a fucking dragon as they're making out. It's like, what show am I watching? I thought I was watching Game of Thrones, not the latest Ant-Man movie.
Yeah, true. The conversations, like, it's not... They don't talk to each other like they're in love. They talk to each other like they've just met.
They talk to each other like they've just met, and the writing is like, oh no, they're in love.
They don't talk to each other like they've been inside each other, if you get what I mean. Like, they don't speak like that. Because, I don't know about you, but in my experience, usually when that happens, you tend to have pretty good conversations after that, because you're pretty comfortable with each other.
Well, yeah, if you connect with the person properly, yeah, sure. If you're suited to each other.
Well, yeah, because this wasn't some like casual prostitute. This was like a loving evening on a boat, like a very, very passionate, loving evening.
Sure, yeah.
The conversation she has where she's like, "Your sister doesn't like me." Oh, well.
Oh, no.
She thinks she's smarter than everyone else. I don't know why I've made Jon sounds like Ozzy Osbourne. Oh, Sharon thinks she's smarter than everyone else, but fuck her. And Dany's like, well, I don't need her to be my friend, but I am her queen. Yeah, I fucking... Yeah, I don't... Ugh. Shall we focus in on something a bit more specific?
Sure.
So, Arya Stark was nothing but boring and shit, in my opinion. There was a few, like...
Because she also doesn't have a character anymore.
Yeah, there was
other than very fleeting moments.
There was that...
Her character is that she wants to act hard in front of people. Like, that's the scene with Gendry. That was the scene of her just being, I'm stoic and quiet and also hard.
Yeah, and they had the Hound be like, you're a cold bitch, aren't you?
Yeah, just so nothing.
There's a bit...
It's just like...
I would say, like, there's nothing in the dialogue that's good with Arya, but the only thing I would say is alright is that Maisie smiling at Jon is actually kind of works.
Well, they didn't talk about any of the stuff they should talk about, like what the fuck happened to Ned, where she's actually been since the very start of the show. No, they talked about Sansa. They talked about Sansa being very smart and very cool.
Don't you think
That's
it would
what I
be
wanna
like?
hear.
Don't you think that John would like and Arya talking about the fact that she was in Bravos for like 2 years would be really interesting?
No, we just get a summed up like, "Ooh, how'd you sneak up on me like that? Ooh." That's what we got.
Or how about, you know what? And I remember when we talked about this and when we did season 7. Why don't they talk about Rob and Catelyn? Well, at least Rob. I know John doesn't like Catelyn, but at least why don't they talk about Rob?
No, we don't. No, we don't talk about Rob.
Why don't we talk about the fact that she saw Rob's direwolf's head attached to his body?
We don't need to talk. It is crazy how Rob is literally like forgotten about, like completely, and no one ever talks about
Yeah,
him.
like Rob's.
Other than like
It's
very
funny, like-
specific moments, like once a season.
It's like Rob Stark and Stannis Baratheon have been cancelled. Like they just never talk about anything to do with them.
Yeah, and Catelyn doesn't get much mentioned either. Like Brienne is the only one who talks about Catelyn, realistically.
Brienne wasn't even in this episode.
Oh no, neither was Podrick.
Ne-
Other
ne-
than one shot.
Neither was Pod the Rod.
No, he was in one shot that I saw him in, and that was it.
But you know, Arya was a stoic cold bitch and had nothing of interest to say. Very, very big missed opportunity.
Other than Sansa is our family, and she is smart. She's the smartest person I know.
She said, Gendry, can you make me this weapon? And they gave him fuck eyes.
You've never known any expensive girls.
Gendry literally did Attack of the Clones Anakin, where he's just like, oh, you look quite good now, as a woman. Like...
And not, oh my god, it's so great to see you. I haven't seen you in such a long time.
Yeah, you remember in Season 3, their last conversation, how powerful that scene was? It was genuinely incredible, like that scene.
Mm-hmm. But instead, no, because Arya needs to be stoic and cool, and like she is like the coolest like badass ever. It's so stupid. I want her to be Arya, not this.
I don't have anything
So
to say. I don't have anything to say about the Hound. He's just so like the reuniting with him, Gendry, and Arya was just so stale. There's nothing about it that I like.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to talk about how quick that rescue was? How that rescue that was set up in last season is just 2 minutes.
What, you mean Theon and Yara and Euron?
No, Theon.
Yeah, he just walks in
Yeah.
and he rescues her, and then she punches him and then picks him up, and then he goes, I want to go to Winterfell instead of the Iron Islands.
Yeah, that's it. That's solved in like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Alright,
I don't.
guess it wasn't much of a conflict.
Nothing. It's just nothing.
Do you think Euron's really going to care? Probably not, knowing his character.
I mean, it's probably not what he had planned, but it's also just... Well, he said his reasoning was, if you're not here, I'll have no one to talk to. Which is just so
Because
strange.
he's got a boat full of mutes.
Yeah. Ugh. You know what's another thing I really didn't like about this episode? I mean, I guess there was a few little moments with Sansa that were not terrible because they referenced old stuff I like, but Tyrion Lannister was just fucking exposition man for the whole episode, and then also bad jokes.
You've got no balls. That means you won't freeze.
Because I have balls, and you don't. That's how you open the season.
Get it? Do you get it? His dick has been cut off.
Yeah, Varys and Davos and Tyrion, old men glazing about Daenerys and Jon.
Oh, look at the young people. They're so smart and cool and handsome and hot.
So do you remember in like season 2 when those 3 guys were like running the world and had every motivation about what they wanted and what they needed to do set in stone, and they made sure that that was progressed? Yeah, and now they just sort of stand around and watch other people do things and talk about it.
Oh, that should be the title of the show.
Yeah.
Stand around and watch things. Yeah, Tyrion has just literally become a character that is so unlike what he was like 4 seasons ago. He is just a completely different person. He's a completely different person. But it's not in the slightest. Because he shouldn't be like this. Because he used to be really smart.
Do you remember seasons 2, 3, and 4 when Davos Seaworth was a really active character that was constantly fighting tooth and nail to get things done? Like he was
yeah, because
incredibly
he believed what he was fighting for.
His contribution to the story was fucking like amazing.
Oh yeah.
The way he
He was
battled
often,
against
like,
the
a
Lord.
very underrated character.
Yeah, the way he battled against the Lord of Light's wishes with Melisandre, the way he led the battle to Blackwater, the way his son died, the way he still returned to Stannis even though his death was almost certain, the way that he defended him by telling the Iron Bank that this man cut my fingers off, and that's the honor he, the duty he keeps to his word and to, what people deserve. The way he, his bond with Shireen, the way he put his life on the line to rescue Gendry from execution. Like, there was so much agency to his character. And then it's like, as soon as Stannis went to the wall, he just became nothing, and he's still nothing.
Yep.
Yeah. And he's just like, what did he add? The king needs allies! You must make the marriage happen. The Northerners don't like black people, apparently, so we got that. They also don't like dragons. Shall we talk about how terrible Sansa is? In everything she does? How they talk about how she's the smartest person in the world?
They keep telling us that, and it just is never true.
You know how they never tell Jon that they killed fucking Littlefinger? They never tell him? Don't you think that's important?
No. Who cares? That storyline has been dealt with, so we don't need to talk about it.
Shouldn't like, you tell Jon the guy who betrayed Ned Stark has been killed?
No, we don't need to talk about it. That storyline is done, Connor. We'll get over it. It is just like, it's so...
The last time Jon saw Littlefinger, he had just rescued, his army for the Knights of the Vale. Wouldn't Jon say, oh, where is he? What's Littlefinger up to?
But we don't have time for that. We need to get to the scene of them making out. Of Dany and Jon. We need to get to that scene. Right? We don't have time for your lore, okay? That's all fake fan stuff.
Why don't we talk about this like pro Sansa, anti Jon movement in Winterfell and how it's all just came out of some bullshit?
No, because he left us. He left us
and came back with a
go
foreigner.
And get an army. The bastard, the absolute bastard. He is our king in the north, and he left us. And he bent to a woman. That's what it looks like on the face of it, and it's fucking stupid because they're trying to fucking beat the army of the fucking dead. Fucking get a grip.
If
get
Jon
over it.
If Jon had like a really selfish reason for doing this, it would be a great bit of drama. But
if there was like a rumor about him leaving for a certain reason, and then it came out as when he left.
The best thing they can come up with...
But no, he left to get a fucking army and 2 fucking dragons.
The best thing that Sansa can come up with is, did you do it for alignment or did you do it for love?
Did you do it because you wanted to fuck? That's what she's asking. And that, honestly, Jon should actually feel really insulted by that. Because it's obvious, it's like the most obvious thing that he did it because he wants everyone to live. Oh, wow. What a piece of shit. You went there and left us, you prick, because you wanted to get an army. Or maybe you wanted to get laid, you prick. It is such a fake conflict.
And they don't have Jon
exist.
And they don't have Jon defend himself. They don't have him say, yes, I do love her.
No, because they don't let Jon defend himself, because Jon is always wrong. Because he is a main character male, you're wrong, Sansa, the great female is great. That's what they're doing instead of being, oh, we're two characters with different mindsets. Let's actually have a conflict. No, you're wrong, John.
Surely
So stupid.
John would have it in him to tell her, yes, I do love Daenerys, but that doesn't matter.
My love for Daenerys has nothing to do with the army I've brought back.
He, like, the way she said that, and it's as if he's actually guilty about it and actually, doesn't want to talk about it. It's like, why?
As if he knows that that's actually the reason why he brought the army instead of, I want to make sure we win this war.
Do you remember how they talked about how Jon was stabbed at the end of season 5, and then Arya's like, how did you survive? And he's like, I didn't. And they never develop on that?
Do you want to explain that further?
They never develop on why he survived. You could have maybe mentioned that Melisandre brought you back with the Lord of Light's will. And Arya would understand that because she saw Beric Dondarrion brought back with the Lord of Light's will in season 3. And she could
crazy.
And she could explain that to Jon, and it would give him clarification. But they don't do that. They just make a joke out of it. Do you want to talk about how Ned Umber was burnt by the was burnt at the last hearth after being turned into a White Walker?
Aura farming. This episode did a lot of aura farming. It did. The opening 10 minutes was just, look at how big our show is. Look how cool it is. All these dragons and sets and characters.
Do you remember how Tormund and all of the men from Eastwatch and all the men from Castle Black just mistakenly run into each other by accident in that castle and go, whoa, he has blue eyes. I've always had blue eyes. As you say, Ant-Man humor.
Yeah, very bad humor.
Yeah. Before we get to the best part, let's talk about King's Landing, which is an empty, stale, barren husk of nothing.
It's just this weird character direction they've done with it. It's just...
Euron Greyjoy has brought the Golden Company over with his Iron Fleet without any elephants, apparently. Apparently that's important and funny. And Harry Strickland, who leads the Golden Company, has been introduced and has no character. Great. Love that. And then Euron's like, oh, I want to fuck the queen. And she's like, oh, get a whore. And he's like, oh, but you've broken my heart, darling. And she's like, okay, well, then fine. And then they have sex. And then Cersei's like, I like a dirty, arrogant man. You're not boring.
Okay.
Cersei. Remember, you gotta just remember who we're talking about here. This is Cersei Lannister.
Yeah, she's just a very nothing person now. Just I am just elephants.
There was no focus on what any of those people that live in King's Landing are doing now that it's winter. It's just focused on the royals. Only the royals and no one else. And what we do get is just nothing. It's so nothing. And then Euron's like, I'm gonna put a prince in you.
Sure.
I don't see how Cersei, this very powerful figure, has allowed this fucking pirate to he's won her over. He's actually in charge of the situation. I think Lena Headey is trying to sell that she misses Jaime, but at the same time, she also ordered Bronn to have Jaime and Tyrion killed, so...
Yeah, but we don't need to go into that.
Of course, they had to have Qyburn in that scene because they can't have Lena Headey and Jerome Flynn share any screen time.
Yes. I forgot about that, yeah.
Because CM Punk and the Elite can't be on the same show because they can't be professional, so...
Oh, God.
Cersei is on the Game of Thrones Collision roster. Don't know if you're aware of that. Anyway. I don't have anything else to say about King's Landing. It's just so shit. Everything is bad.
Oh, there's nothing. There's nothing going on. There's nothing going on. Nothing of actual note.
And there's that prostitute that's like, I like old men. And then Bron's like, oh, she would die of the pox. Yeah, anything else you want to add on King's Landing?
Literally, I can't say anything else because what else can you talk about?
I wanted those elephants.
Can we also talk about how fucking dark this episode was?
Yeah.
Why is it so dark? I can't see anything in the dark.
Why does every camera shot have to have a blurred background like you're on fucking Skype or something?
No, that's what they do now when the fucking body because it's all fucking blurry and it looks like shit. Other than the Batman, the only fucking piece of media that's done it well.
Yeah. Alright, let's talk about the best character in this episode. The only one that actually has something of substance, and that's Samwell Tarly. So he finds out that his dad and his brother were executed by Daenerys, and then he tells Jon that, and then questions him on his morals. We get some actual conflict, and then he tells Jon the big reveal that he's Aegon Targaryen the Sixth, and the implications that Ned protected Jon from Robert. Actual interesting book material turned to screen has the potential to create fucking massive drama out of the show, with 5 episodes left. I would have liked if Dany had shown a little bit more sensitivity at Sam's feelings. I also would have liked if Jorah Mormont had showed maybe a little bit more, this guy saved my life. If he had said that, that could have been interesting for the scene. But he doesn't say anything, he just stands there and watches. But I think, overall, apart from Bran, which, you know, he's always terrible, I think Sam was the redeeming quality about this episode. Would you agree?
I would say so.
Yeah.
It just felt like that's the only thing I could really like grasp onto as a consistent character who's been in the show for 8 seasons.
Yeah, and you can see that the actor still like really cares as well. He's really trying.
Well, he's taking it very seriously.
Yeah. As opposed to Peter Dinklage, who looks fucking bored. He looks so bored. Playing this carcass of a character.
Yeah.
But for me, the best part of the episode is when Sam asks Jon, would you have done it? I think that's actually a really good moment.
Oh, yeah. Would she do the same? Yeah, Sam has easily been the best character from this episode.
Yeah, so Jon now knows the truth. What implication? He now knows that Daenerys is his aunt.
Mm-hmm.
It's an incest situation.
It should be. Oh yeah, but more importantly, literally in terms of the conflict of the show. More importantly, he should be the ruler of the Seven Kingdoms.
And that's like the world implications. But actually, there's a more important part for Jon. If we're talking about character, the most important thing is that he's never been a bastard, because that's the one thing he's been called his whole life, is that he's a bastard. And he's just learned that he's not a bastard. You know how fucking... I actually think Jon's reaction should have been much more than it was. I think he should have broken down and cried that he's not a bastard. Can you imagine finding that out at, 20 years into your life that you're not a bastard? You'd be a fucking wreck. I think they could have taken this further than they did. And then, of course, the end of the episode mirrors the end of the first episode of Season 1, because Jaime pushed Bran out of the tower. Jaime has returned to Winterfell, a completely changed man. Like, he's so different to what he was back then. And he's returned to help, but Bran... He sees Bran and remembers who he is. And basically shits his pants through his eyes when he sees him. I don't blame them for making this decision. It's like, it is fan service, but I kind of get why they did it. Because Jamie and Bran meeting again is something you do, realistically, you do kind of have to do at some point in the show, don't you?
Well, no, just, what a very frustrating and boring and nothing episode of TV.
Yep. Yeah.
Like it is literally, it's not the fact that it's all just, I guess in a sense, set up for the rest of the season. Nothing interesting actually happens between characters. They are just talking about current events rather than like them as people and what is the state of play for all of them right now. Instead, we talk about, most characters are talking about other characters, not themselves, other than Sam and John.
Because we're talking about like it feeling like there's been nothing, right? Actually, look at the implications that this episode's supposed to have, right? John finds out that he's not a bastard and is the king of the Seven Kingdoms. Sam finds out that his parents were killed by Daenerys. Sorry, his dad and his brother were killed by Daenerys. Arya reunites with Gendry and the Hound and Jon Snow.
And then right at the end, Jamie sees Bran.
Tyrion reunites with Sansa. There's so many massive things that are happening. And yet, it doesn't feel it, does it? It doesn't feel major, because it's not presented as major, it's presented as shit. It's so boring.
Imagine this show being written, this episode, this part was written with the quality of Season 4 or Season 3.
Yeah, it would be mind-blowing.
The amount of stuff you could have to play with is insane.
You literally have a roadmap of dopamine hits ahead of you. You have so many things to do that are essential, plot beats to get through. But they're just doing them without making them actually interesting. They're just sort of having them happen and then doing the most boring possible version of it. That scene with Arya and Jon is supposed to mirror Catelyn and Ned. When he's by the weirwood tree. And Catelyn sneaks up on Ned, and then they talk about how their gods are different. And she's like, oh, your gods have all the rules. It's like an actually really funny scene, and then she breaks the news to him that Jon Arryn has died. It's like, that artistry just doesn't exist. It's all gone. All of that beautiful, effortless work is just not there in this show. Everything is so basic, rudimentary, not interesting. The characters are nothing. They've just completely lost everything that made them cool. And all of these major things that also we didn't even fucking remember. This had Theon do it, actually fulfilling something that he wanted to do, actually pulling off something that was really important to him. Is to, do something to make up for the fact that he didn't, allow his sister to rescue him in Season 4. Which was a really shit scene anyway, but this scene was also shit as well. For different reasons. Yeah. So yeah, Dave Hill wrote...
And it's only going to get worse and more funny.
Dave Hill wrote the script poorly, I would say.
Very.
I think the worst scene is the John Danny Dragon scene. That scene is so terrible.
Oh, yeah. What if I fall off?
Then
it's been an honor to meet you, Jon Snow.
It is so filler. There's nothing to that scene.
You didn't feel the great romantic tension between the two?
Why are they going on a date at this point when they are in mortal danger? Also, we know, as the audience, because of the end of Season 7, that this is incest. And yet they're playing the scene like it's a cute romance. The characters think it's a cute romance to themselves. But the audience knows it's incest. The eye that sees the story, knows it's incest. So yeah, direction by David Nutter. Everything was really dark. And not fun to look at, right? And all the camera shots were way too close up and all the backgrounds are blurred and it just looked so strange. It's like the show's lost its scope. It just has this kind of very different style. and not in a good way. You notice how, like, not epic King's Landing looked? Like, it looked so just ordinary. Music by Raymond Javadi? I mean, it was a lot of, like, callbacks to old
really
themes.
good.
Like, they had Robert Baratheon's theme in there.
Yeah.
There was a lot of silence, I felt, in this episode. There's a lot of silence.
Oh, yeah, there was a lot of silence throughout the episode. Like, other than, like, the big scenes, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got 3 tracks to listen to.
Yes, we do.
First one is called Arrival at Winterfell. Yeah, Baratheon, Targaryen, Stark, all in there.
Yeah, when it really kicks in is ooh, yeah, just very classic stuff.
Can you imagine Robert Baratheon in this episode?
No, because he would be a blank slate character.
Oh my god!
All he would do is just make sex jokes. That was all he would do.
I can't imagine Robert Baratheon as a boring character. It's just not possible. I'm sure it is possible, but I just can't imagine it. Did they, like, think that Tyrion saying, I have balls and you don't, is this episode's version of "You got fat," because they're not the same thing. They're not.
No.
I have a son. You have a daughter. Yeah, season 8 does not do justice to what Mark Addy and Sean Bean really set up, is it?
No.
With all that charisma and the charm. Oh dear. Second track is called Flight of Dragons. Go. Could you feel the love?
Yeah, totally. I could hear it in the music, not necessarily in the script.
Yeah.
No, but that was really great.
It was. It was. It was if you forget the scene.
Yeah, but I can't.
It's like the first half is what you would have if there was a Game of Thrones Disneyland ride with the dragons. And then the second half is the theme that he made in season 7 for Jon and Dany, which is actually a really, really good theme. But, alas, it is what it is. However, I'm so happy I've given us a little scrap of the golden era.
Mm-hmm.
Our third track is from season 3's album. Can you believe it? We're going back to the good days.
We're going back.
And where I was able to do this because it was used in this episode, it is Heir to Winterfell.
Righty.
We're going back to season 3. We're going back.
My God, look! It's the dragon cover. It's the shadow of a dragon, or a full-fledged dragon.
The show was so good back then. It was so much better.
Yeah, it was so much better.
You know, it's funny, when we first did season 3 in 2020, I was thinking, man, this isn't as good as season 1, like, for most of the episodes. Like, it's kind of gone down a bit, but I would fucking take that, hand and fist over what we're getting now. I'll take that 1,000,000 times. Because it was still really good. It was still a very, very enjoyable show. Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Really good stuff.
What would this
A
show
reminder of better
be
times.
without him?
Yeah.
Now, I had fucking goosebumps. My hairs are standing up. I almost cried at how good that was. And how it reminded me of what this show used to be. This, like, the dispersion in quality in this show is heartbreaking. It's like, it's actually, like, emotionally sad to think about how the show that sounded like that used to also be written like that. Like that song. When you hear that song and you hear that stark theme and how powerful the drama was in this show back then. Fucking hell. Yeah. I'm floored. I can't believe how different that felt compared to watching that episode. It's like they're not even the same thing. They're not. They just aren't. You can't compare them. They're so different. It's like, this episode it was fucking shallow, hollow, abhorrently written, boring, and had nothing to, like, almost nothing to emotionally sink your teeth into apart from, like, a few seconds of Sam. But even then, it wasn't anything compared to this piece of music, which carries so much beautiful, like, meaning, and it's attached to such a great part of the show, which just, oh my god. I feel like we've been I was transported back so far when I heard that. And do you remember what it was like watching season 3 and, like, every scene mattered and every scene was interesting?
Like, pretty much every scene was, like, important and just sort of, like, was very consistent with its characters, and it never felt like anything was sort of out of place.
Yeah, like, there was a few bad scenes, but there were, like, there's always something about them that could have worked. It was
Oh yeah.
But and they were rare. They were rare like duds. But for the most part, it was just the fucking most spellbinding, beautiful, dramatic presentation with great characters and oh my gosh. Yeah. It's like I can't believe we've gotten to this point where that feeling is just completely gone. It's completely gone. But yeah, anyway, your thoughts on Heir to Winterfell track?
Really great. Just really good stuff. Love that kind of music is some of my favorite stuff. So yeah, love it.
It was minimal. It didn't have any of the bombast of the other Stark themes. It just kind of represented the barren sort of feeling of where they had got to that by that point. The fact that, like, you know, in season 3 was when we lost Robb Stark and Catelyn, and kind of the future of the Stark line was very much in question because they were all so scattered. It's just so good. It's so good. So yeah, a few notes about adaptation. In the books, the Golden Company was not hired by House Lannister, but instead by Jon Connington. I'll have more to say about Jon Connington when we get to later in this season for a specific episode, a specific very infamous episode with a very infamous title, with a very infamous scene. Probably the most infamous scene in the show, where they take a very vital part of Jon Connington's character and give it to someone else. Someone else who had a connection to Rhaegar. We'll get to that later. The reason why they were given to Jon Connington in the books is because of young Griff, who was the entire reason Varys' character exists in the books, is that he wants young Griff on the Iron Throne, who he's supposedly the son of Rhaegar and Elia Sand. Not Sand, Elia Martell. And there was going to be, you know, it's hinted in the Winds of Winter there's going to be this whole conflict between Cersei and Jon Connington, who have Rhaegar connections, and then there's also potentially a conflict between Daenerys and Aegon. So that's all interesting that they cut out, and so instead they're just given the Golden Company to Cersei and Euron, and it's just not the same, because it's not really like a rebellious force coming to take over King's Landing with the best army in the world that could potentially rival the Knights of the Vale. It's more like, oh, we're just going to give the person in charge all these men. There you go. No elephants, though. Anyway, Euron has Aeron captive instead of Yara. If anyone wants to find a much, much, much better scene than the shite we got in this episode, read the Winds of Winter sample chapter called, I think it's called The Forsaken. It's one of the best things George Martin's ever written, and it's absolutely beautiful, and compared to the scene we got with Euron and Yara in this episode, it's like night and day. It's like the difference between how dark this episode was to look at compared to, you know, a bright white light. That's what I would say. The other thing is, and this is a very important thing, and this kind of goes back to season 7 as well, it's one of the things that we really don't like about what the show's doing, is that there's no mention in the books of Sansa disliking Jon. None. At all. Why they decided to add it, I don't understand, and the way they've done it is really stupid. Do you remember in season 7 when she talked shit about Jon in front of all the Northerners for no reason? Made the King in the North look weak? And now it looks like she's gone behind his back, because now they're all doubting him now that he's brought Daenerys home. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Anyway, at the end of last season, we got the highest viewership so far, which was 12.07 million. Season 8, Episode 1 got 11.76 million. So just a little bit below the finale of Season 7, but still a very high number. Give your conclusion and rating out of 10 for Winterfell.
Oh, it's just nothing to it other than like the last couple minutes, really, isn't there? But it doesn't really say the episode. I think this is just a really bad episode. Did not enjoy it almost at all. So for me, it's probably there's scope for it to be worse because nothing, no like lore or characters were like broken. They were just not good. So I'd say this is like a 3 out of 10.
Winterfell is a vapid, boring, hollow, shallow, not a shallow, shallow sludge of thunderously rudimentary, piss poor writing, and it also looks like shit as well. Sam is the redeeming quality. Everything else can die, basically. Even though, as you say, it doesn't break time and space, doesn't assassinate characters, but at the same time, it doesn't really do much right either. And what it has to do, right, it just doesn't do in a very interesting way. There's a lot of walking around and aura farming. There's a lot of lines that are just very exposition-y, or they just sort of take basic routes with everything. This feels like an empty carcass of pure nothingness. I'm gonna give this a 2.5. I think this is halfway between average and the worst thing ever. I think it's bang in the middle between those two. It is the standard bad. This is the standard bad. Yeah. So that was season 8, episode 1. Next, written by Brian Cogman, we have episode 2, which is called A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. Funnily enough, the same name as the show that's coming out in January. Do you know anything about this episode?
No. I know nothing about this episode. So, that's going to be fun.
Yeah. What are your anticipations for A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms?
Well, it's the big setup before the big episode, the first big episode of the season. So I'm expecting... I think one thing I do remember is Bronn going to Winterfell. I don't know if that happens next episode, but they will set up this episode, so you would imagine it would be next episode.
Well, you're already saying that because in season 7 they fucking teleport like crazy.
Yeah, they do. They fucking do.
I will just say
more. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it really matters for your judgment, but Qyburn did say they might die during the attack, but if not,
right. Okay.
Now it is interesting that Qyburn said that because it's assuming that the White Walkers would just allow Bronn to walk into Winterfell. I don't know why that was said like that.
If you just cover yourself in snow and give yourself blue eyelids, you might be able to slip past.
Just do whatever Sam did at the end of season 2. Remember that? When they spared him?
Yeah, I do, and they never explained it.
Yeah. Anyway.
I'm expecting just set up for episode 3, realistically. Maybe there'll be some discussion on the fact of Jon's new founded heritage. But maybe.
Well, that's what you'd expect coming off what they just had. And also, it's Jaime being in Winterfell is a big deal. I did mention at the start of the season that there's one scene I love in this season, and it was not in this episode. The Sam scene does not count. It's not good enough for me to love it. There's like a bit of potential in there, but it's not a scene I love entirely. So we still haven't had it yet. This is kind of like in season 4 when I was like, oh yeah, we're waiting for Tywin's death scene with Tyrion being stupid. And Shay's death scene. I didn't tell you what that was, but I remember I was alluding to it during this season. There's a really, 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 really bad moment that destroys the show. And it wasn't until the last episode. So it's kind of like with season 8, I'm doing the opposite, where it's like, I promise you, there's one really good scene. There's one really good scene. And you just have to believe me that it exists. I'll give you a clue you probably don't know. the scene I'm talking about was discussed at a Comic-Con recently with George Martin. Someone mentioned that scene to him.
Oh. Oh.
And someone said, "Oh, can you do that?" Like they mentioned something like, "Oh, can we reenact that scene?" And then George said, "Well, that hasn't happened in the books yet." So he kind of teased that scene might actually happen in the source material. Well, it wouldn't be source material, would it? Because it's coming out after the show. But whatever. Whatever. I suspect that the one very good scene from this terrible season is something that George wrote in his notes. Which is probably also the same with Jon finding out his heritage as well. Because it seems like at this point in the show, the only stuff that's not terrible is something that George told them is going to happen. And even then, some of that stuff that he did tell them, they still managed to make terrible anyway. But we will discuss that more as we go on. That was Winterfell. Next time, we'll have A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I bid you do a good night and a good bye. Hang.